Hey, hope you're doing well. Let's go see what I did in the month of June. The first thing that happened in June is we changed our approach to our hardware. Before, we were using these off the shelf Arduino and Seed Studio modules that had built into them Bluetooth sensors as well as IMU sensors. IMU is short for inertial measurement unit, which is what you use to measure acceleration and angle. And so, since we would buy these already existing sensors that had these other sensors built in, it made things a lot easier for us because we would just take those, put them onto a PCB, and then put a battery at the bottom and then call it a day. But what we realized is that doesn't allow us to control the amount of power that goes to every single part. So we can't control how much power goes to Bluetooth, how much power goes to the IMU sensor, and so that was causing a lot of problems with our battery life. Now what we're doing is we're buying all the individual components. So we're buying the individual Bluetooth sensor, the individual IMU sensor, and then putting these onto a PCB board so we can actually control how much power goes to each of these components so we can actually save battery life in the long run. And so that's the first thing that we did in the month of June in terms of changing our approach to our hardware. The other thing that happened in June is we increased our model accuracy. So what we now added is the CNN, a convolutional neural network, to look at the images of six-axis data, not just the numbers, but actually see what the image or graph of a six-axis data of somebody getting up, sitting down, or falling looks like, and we train our model based on that as well, so that it reduces the number of false alarms. This is actually thanks to Dev. Dev is a machine learning engineer that we brought on. He's been amazing to work with. He actually went to TKS, which is the same program that me and my co-founder Rishi met at, and so he's been so super hands-on. Like, not even just an engineer, just overall, just a really great person that we've been able to bounce ideas off of and work with. And so he's really helped us build the CNN, and we're right now making sure we're reducing false alarms on the side of these off case scenarios, like when you take off the sensor and put it onto a table, or when use the washroom, you pull down your pants, or you pull them back up. And in those case scenarios, it seems like a lot of acceleration and angle movement and then no movement afterwards, which is basically like a fall. And so right now we're just trying to calibrate the model based off of these off case scenarios, and then hopefully we can go from there to get started putting this into the pilot. The last thing that happened in June is we improved on our falls analysis tool. So initially we thought that retirement homes did not have the right data to make interventions and prevent their falls. We realized they actually do have the right data. It just takes a really long time for them to analyze that and actually make assumptions out of that data, which is why most of them don't even end up doing that in the first place. And so what we are now focusing on is the time in the middle. So the way the process works is you have a point-click care report or a Yardi report, and you take that. That essentially has like a raw sort of spreadsheet of all the falls that have happened, why they happened, any sort of notes that were written. Then you spend 4 to 5 hours just taking information from there and putting it into an Excel sheet that you can read, that's actually readable, because the reports from PCC and Yardi are just not even readable in the first place for you to even make any insights out of them. Then after those 4 to 5 hours, you'll spend another couple of hours making graphs so you can actually analyze trends inside of that data that happened. Then you'll go and make assumptions on, how someone fell or why someone fell, so you can then reduce the number of falls. And so we want to solve that time in the middle and essentially make a tool where you take your PCC report and all the questions that you want answered, put it into Follix.com. We'll then, output the report with all the questions answered, with all the trends analyzed, so you don't have to spend any time doing that, manual labor in the middle. And so our goal that we set for July is to get 3 paying users, and so we'll see how that goes. Well, that's all from me for the month of June. I'll see you at the end of July. Bye.